Very good evening, friends, and welcome to the second lecture on basics of technical analysis. So, in yesterday's session, we looked at the very basics like what are the assumptions in technical analysis, its definition, the strength and weakness of technical analysis. Then we moved on to the basic terminology. Regularly, what are all the terms that we hear in the news channels or in the newspapers? Now, today we are going to start with the candlestick patterns. So, before that, let us just visit through what are the different types of charts. So, candlestick patterns are one of the charts that we are going to browse. And along with that, how many types of charts do we have? So, first we'll look at the types of chart. Now, before going to this, we should first define what is a chart. So chart is nothing but a graphical representation of the price. Whether the price is going up or if it is moving down, we want to represent it on a graph, a visual representation of the price movement. And how do we do it? So you'll have two axes here. One is the y axis and the other is the x axis. On x axis, you'll have the date along with the time. So we call it as a timestamp. So what is a timestamp? It is nothing but date and time. When it is put on x-axis together, that is called as the timestamp. So here it would be like today, based upon the time frame that you are browsing, it will be written as 16 July. So 16 July 2020. Now let's say if you are browsing a 5-minute chart, every 5 minutes there will be time on the x-axis. So it will be like 9:15 a.m. Then it will be the date along with that again 9:20 a.m. and so on until 3:30 p.m. If it is an hourly chart, so this will become your 10:15 a.m. because the price action should be within the intervals of 1 hour gap. Similarly, if it is a 4-hour chart, then it would be 13:15 p.m. because this will be 4 hours and this will be 4 hours. And on y axis you're going to have the price like this. So from 0 it will be going until infinity because each stock has its own price, so the axis cannot be fixed like that. So from 0 it will be starting and it will be going up until infinity. Now the price that you are plotting, it depends on the price that you are plotting on the chart. It depends on what type of chart you are plotting. So the first type of chart is line chart, the second chart is bar chart, and the third one is candlestick chart. Now in line chart we only consider the closing prices of the intervals. So if it is a 5-minute time frame, we'll consider only the closing price. So from 5-minute time frame, again we are taking the example from 9:15 to 9:20, there's a 5-minute interval. So here you will take the closing price at 9:20. Similarly, from 9:20 to 9:25 you will take the closing price at 9:25, and so on and so forth until 3:30 p.m. Those all closing prices you will match it with the time on x-axis. So price, closing price on y-axis and time on x-axis. Wherever a match happens, you will put a dot there. So at 9:15 a.m., let's say this was the price. Then 9:20, this was the price. 925, this is the price. So all these closing prices, you're going to connect it with a line. Just connect all the dots with the help of a line. That becomes your line chart. As simple as that. Only thing is you're considering the closing prices of that particular interval. Now, if you're browsing a daily time frame chart, so we'll consider the closing price of that particular day. If you're browsing a weekly time frame chart, so on Friday, because last trading day of any week is Friday, Saturday and Sunday, it's a holiday. And on Friday, if there is a public holiday, then Thursday would be your last day of the week. So for every week, Friday closing price would be taken. And for every month, last working day or last trading day of that month, the closing price of that day will be taken. The same goes for yearly time frame as well. In that year, on the last traded day, it can be December 31st or December 30th, based on whether there is a Saturday, Sunday on that day or not. So the closing price of that day would be taken. So like this, only closing prices will be taken. They will be plotted on the chart, and all those dots are connected using a line. That becomes your line chart. But the disadvantage of line chart is that you are missing out the other three components: open price, high price, and low price. As I told you, high and low, both of them are very, very important for day traders, and yes, even for other traders also, they are important. But it forms a major part of the trading plan for a day trader. So he should not miss out those high and low prices. So for that reason, traders have come up with something called as bar chart. So now your line chart, it just looks like this. This is very clear to us. As and when the price moves here and there, all those closing prices are connected using a line. That becomes your line chart. Next, we'll move on to the bar chart. How does a bar look like? So a bar has a vertical line like this. So we have two bars, one is green in color and the other is red in color. One is called as the bullish bar and the other is called bearish bar. So let us consider 60-minute time frame example here. And in this 16-minute time frame, from 9:15 to 10:15, you have four components of the price. At 9:15, what was the open price? Then in between 9:15 to 10:15, what was the highest price achieved? Then what was the lowest price achieved? And at 10:15, where did the price close? These are the four components of the price you'll have in between this 1 hour. And for this purpose, let us take an example. Let's say the open price was 1000 rupees. So stock opened at 1000 rupees. Then in between that 1 hour, it achieved a high of 1050. Then it fell down to 950. And finally at 10:15, it closed at 975. So whenever you have these four components of the price, immediately your focus should shift whether the closing price is greater than the open or not. So for a bullish bar, the closing price should always be greater than the opening price. And you will represent the color of this bullish bar by green. And in some softwares, it is also depicted by blue color. And in some softwares, it is depicted by white color. And if it is a bearish bar, then the closing price will be less than the opening price. Now this one, based on the price, I can clearly say since the closing price is less than the open price, that means it is a bearish bar. So in some softwares it is represented by red and in some softwares it is represented by black. There is no third color for this. So by just looking at the closing and opening price, I can say in that 1 hour how did the price behave? So price fell down from 1000 rupees to 975. Now this one, these four components, I want to look at it in a single vertical line. So right now I have only a plain vertical line, two plain vertical lines. I want to convert this into a price bar now. So for both bullish and bearish bar, the high prices are written at the top. Even for this also the same is done. And the low prices are written at the bottom. And the open price will be on the left side, close price will be on the right side. So left side open price and right side close price. You also need to look at whether the closing is less than open or greater than open. So if it is less than open, then the position of this right side tick. So this is called as tick, T-I-C-K. So this is your closing price and this will be your opening price. So this is your open price and this is your closing price. Now since this is a bearish bar, fill the body with the red color. The body should be filled with the red color like this. This is your bearish bar. Now going forward, you need not look at the prices at all. Just by looking at the color, whenever you open a charting platform, just by looking at the color of the bar, you should be able to say in that 1 hour or in that 5 minutes, how did the price behave? Was it bullish or was it bearish? So if the body of this bar is black or red in color, then the price was bearish. Now here you can write down these prices. So high price was 1050. It opened at 1000. It closed at 975 and it made a low of 950. Since the closing price is less than the open price, the right side tick is down and the left side tick is at the upper end. Let's take one more example now. This time the open price is 1000, high price is 1050, the low price is 950 and the closing price is 1025. So this time the closing price is greater than the opening price. So this should be a bullish bar. And the right side tick, it should be at the upper end and the left side tick should be at the bottom end. Let's do that now. So right side tick is at the upper end and left side tick is at the bottom end. Always the position of open and close will be at the left and right side only. Only thing is which one will be at the top and which one will be at the bottom. That depends on the prices. So this will be your closing price and this will be your opening price. Now since this is a bullish bar, the body of the bar should be green in color. This becomes your bar chart. Now the problem is for the first comers, they get confused with this left tick and the right tick. To solve this problem further, Japanese rice traders. So in Japan, this trading was famous since 16th century and 17th century, and in that era itself, we got these patterns. So the rice traders, they have come up with a new structure to interpret these four components of the price, and they gave it a name as a candlestick. So there will be a cylindrical structure like this for a bullish candlestick and for a bearish candlestick. On the top, there will be a vertical line if there is a high price, and at the bottom there will be a vertical line. Similarly, the same for bearish bar as well. And bullish bar, the body of the cylindrical structure, it will be green, and for bearish it will be red. And these both are called as candlesticks. The same prices, let us write on this candle now. So open price was 1000. Now because this is a bearish candle, you have to write open at the bottom. So this is the whole thing. This whole thing is your open price now. There is nothing like right or left for a candlestick. That is valid only for a bar. For candlestick, you can write it on the left side or you can write it on the right side. There is no issue. So this whole horizontal line at the bottom now represents your closing price. So here the closing price is 975 and the opening price was 1000. The highest price achieved 1050 and the lowest price is 950. This becomes your bearish candlestick now. And this one, the bullish one, again, since the open price is low or lower than the closing price, you have to write the open price at the bottom this time. So it is 1000 rupees. This complete horizontal line is your price level, the 1000 rupee price level. Then the highest price is 1050 and the closing price here is 1025 and the lowest is 950. That's it. This is your candlestick and this is your bar. Now sometimes what happens is open will be equal to high or close will be equal to low, and sometimes open will be is equal to low and close will be is equal to high. So these are some variations. Let's say open is equal to high. Then in that case, any of the candlestick you pick out, this top line won't be there. This vertical line on the top, because both of the prices are same. This is the open price and this is the high price. Here both are different. One is 1050 and the other is 1000. And if we were to draw this type of candlestick, open is equal to high, how will it look like? There will be only a lower shadow. Now this lower line and upper line, there are different names to it. You can call it as a wick, or you can call it as a shadow, or you can call it as a tail. These are the three names that are given to this bottom line and the top line. So we were discussing this open is equal to high. In that case, the body will be red in color, and here itself you will write the open price, and there itself you will write the high price as well, because both the prices are same. But what is it telling you? What is the psychology behind this kind of pattern? This is telling you that starting from 9:15 a.m. bears were so strong. So starting from 9:15 a.m. or whichever time interval you are considering, starting from that time interval, bears are so strong. It started the price and from there itself it started falling down. The time interval started, from there itself the price started falling down. So they were strong from the start itself. Here this is a different scenario. So it opened at 1000, it took some time, it traded there, and during that day the opening price it was able to cross. So bears were strong only at 1050. Until then they did not show their strength or they did not start their fight, because The sellers felt that instead of 1000 rupees, they felt that 1050 is the overbought zone, or they thought the stock is premium only at 1050, not 1000. That is the reason they waited until price went back to 1050 and then they started their action of pushing down the prices. But here the scenario is different. They felt that whatever the opening price was of that particular stock in that time interval, that itself is trading at a premium, and immediately they should enter and push down the prices. So here what we are getting to know, we are getting to know which price the sellers think that it is the right price that they have to enter at. So here the sellers think that open price itself is the right price that they should start and should start selling their shares or initiate a bearish trade. And here they feel that not 1000 but the highest price achieved, that is the premium price. Then they start to act. Now the other scenario is close is equal to low. Let me clear everything here, then we'll draw new one. So close is equal to low. So this time you have an upper shadow, but there is no lower shadow. So this is your high price, this is your open, this is your low, and this is your close price as well. Normally, when the seller starts selling a stock, by the end of the day, some or other traders, they try to roll back their positions. So they initiate a short trade at the start of the day, and by the end of the day, they liquidate their contracts. They close their short positions. But here, what happens is they are maintaining their positions. That means they want to continue their bearish trade in the following sessions. So here, sellers are interested in continuing their short position for coming sessions, and they are in no mood to exit their positions. They are not in a mood to exit their short positions. That is the reason the low and close both are same. The other way to look at is the sellers are strong until the close of the session. So this you can relate it with a cricket match. So in a cricket match, two teams would be playing, and one team for the first half of the session, it will be like let's say some team is batting, and for the first half of the session, it was not able to show its complete strength. Now, after the lunch, they start the batting, and they completely pick up over the opponents. Even at the end, the strike rate will be increasing. So even at the 50th over or in a one day or 20th over in a 2020 match, there is a doubt. Not the buyer strength, the seller strength, because they are the lowest price itself is the closing. So buyers were not able to show their strength. The color would be always red here. So you have to compare your closing price and opening price. Since the closing is, how can buyers drag it? Only if the limit orders are getting hit, then the price will be dragged like this. But in a limit order case, it will not be so intense like this. It will happen only if the sell market orders are getting hit. So here, sell at market price. These orders are getting hit. Nobody is interested in limit orders here. If the sell at limit price, if that was getting hit, instead the price will go up. Since people are ready to sell at market price, or in other ways, I can say sell at lower prices. Because of this action only, price will come so strong like this. And that's the reason I say sellers are so strong at the bottom as well, and they are in a mood to continue their bearish position in the following sessions. And this was the case of close is equal to low. Now the other case, close is equal to high. So the color of the body would be green here, and there will be a downtick like this. So here the price will be opening, then it will make a low. At the top, you'll have the close price, and at the top, you'll have the high price. Now, whatever strength the bears have exhibited here, the same magnitude will lie here, but with bulls. So, bulls were able to maintain their strength until the day end or until the end of that particular time interval, and they are in a mood to continue their position going forward. So it can be this candlestick, it can appear in the intraday time frame or in a higher time frame as well, but you should look at it in this manner. Bulls are so strong until the end of the time frame, and they are in a mood to continue the rally. The other thing which we were looking at is, so this one is close is equal to high. So we have seen open is equal to high, then we saw close is equal to low, close is equal to high, then open is equal to low. The last one is open is equal to low. So you'll have a high, then this is the closing price. Here, this is your low and this is your open. So what is this telling you? Starting from the session, bulls were so strong. So in this case, sellers are strong from the start. Then here, sellers are strong at the end. Then here, buyers are strong at the end, and here, buyers are strong from the start. So from the opening session itself, buyers thought that prices are now available at cheaper rates, and aggressive buying was seen here. So this can happen only if buy at market price. If these orders are hit, only in that scenario, starting from the opening session, this strong bullishness can be seen. Now, the lower shadow or the upper shadow, you call them as price rejections. The shadows or wicks or the other name tails. All these things, they tell you about the price rejection. What is price rejection? When price is coming into that zone, you see that it bounces back. So when North Pole magnet and another North Pole magnet, if you put them together, what happens? a repelling will happen. Same is here. When price starts to come down into this zone, bulls are already waiting for the price to come here. So when price comes here, immediately a rejection is seen onto the top. Immediately a rejection is seen onto the top. So what we can say here, bulls were waiting until the price. So bulls were patiently waiting for the price to enter their zone, and they started aggressively buying. So here we could see that bulls had some patience, and when the price came into their zone, immediately they started aggressively buying it. And here there was no waiting. Wherever the price has opened, they saw that price is completely cheap now, and immediately they aggressively bought it. And when there is an upper shadow, here sellers are rejecting the price. So again, what do we mean by the rejection here? So sellers think that whenever this particular high is achieved, they think that the price is now at a premium level, so it has to fall down, and they start selling the stock. They become active now. But although they are active and although they have started selling, bulls are still strong in the market, and they did not let them win. So how can I say if bulls are strong here or bears are strong? Just compare the length of this rejection with the length of the rest of the body. Now this is called as the real body of the candle. This is called as real body, and this is called as the shadow or wick or tail. This is same for every candlestick pattern. It can be red, green, or whatever it is, but this definition is same for every candle. This is called as real body of the candle, and this is called as the shadow. Now, to say who has more strength, just look at the length of the shadow and length of the body. So here, although the sellers are rejecting the price, bulls are still stronger. So what can we conclude from this? Sellers are shorter time frame traders here. So people who wanted to trade only for like intraday or the scalpers, and whereas the buyers, they were the long term, longer time frame buyers. Buyers are longer time frame, because in market you don't have only intraday traders trading, you don't have only scalpers, or you don't have only the long time frame traders. That is a mix of all the traders, and sometimes the long time frame investors also will come into picture. All the investment banks and all those people, we call them as longer time frame investors. So when they start coming into the market, you will not be able to catch the rally. And here, what is the psychology that we are able to draw from this pattern? So first we'll see where did the price open, and was it is equal to lower prices, or it was and then we'll compare the close price. Is the close equal to high, or is the close equal to low? All these things will. So this is what I'm talking about. Is the open price equal to high? If that's the case, then I know that sellers are strong from the starting. If the close is equal to low, I know that sellers are strong at the end, not at the start. If the closing price on that day is high, is equal to high, then buyers are strong at the end of the session. And if the open is equal to low, then buyers are strong from the starting. So there's a spelling mistake here. This is strong. Along with this, I'll also look at the length of the shadow and length of the body. That will tell me on that day the, now see here, buyers were strong and they were able to exhibit this trend at the end. So we'll not talk about sellers in this particular candle. Nowhere the sellers were able to exhibit their strength. Initially, they started this downfall. They made this fall from open to low, but immediately buyers started and they exhibited this strength. So no question of talking about sellers in this case. In this case, buyers were strong at the start. They were able to take it to a new high, but sellers started stepping in. And although sellers started stepping in, they do not have the enough strength to take it to a further low because they are all intraday traders. That is the reason they do not have enough strength. And this rally in price, that was because of the higher time frame traders. Nagesh has a doubt here. What exactly happens in terms of transactions while in the formation of the wick and body with respect to the price? This is all the reaction of the prices here. Either the limit orders are getting hit or the market orders are getting hit. Now I can clearly say that here all the buy market orders, they are being hit, and here all the sell limit orders were getting hit. Transaction is nothing but the type of the order. And how many types of orders do we have? Limit order, market order, stop loss order, and stop order. Now this stop loss and stop, that won't make any difference to the price, but the limit and market orders, this is what that changes the price direction. So when somebody is initiating a sell limit order, so price has to go up, only then the sell limit orders will get executed. Similarly, if somebody is initiating a buy limit order, only if price goes down, his order will get executed. And if it is a sell market or buy market, it will be bought at the current market price. So if somebody is initiating at a sell market, then the topmost bid offer, whatever it is there, at that price, the order will get executed. Let me show you. I'll open my broker account and then in that we'll go to the market depth. So this is Infosys stock here, and this is the market depth. So this market depth, it will give you the top 5 bid offers and the top 5 sell orders. If you want to look at the top 20, then you can click this view 20 depth. This is all called as the market depth. Now on the left side, you have the ask price and ask quantity. We have seen this yesterday. Bid price, bid quantity, and ask price, ask quantity. Now here, all the limit orders only you will be able to see, because if someone is trying to buy at market prices, that won't get stored here in the order book. Immediately the matching price will be found and the order will get executed. So whatever prices you are looking at in the market depth, these are all the limit orders. So this particular buyer, he is ready to buy only at this price, only if this price is available. And this particular seller, he is ready to sell only at 911. Let's see if we have this one. Since this is aftermarket, the depth will not be clear here. No issues. So this seller is ready to sell only if 911 is reached, and this buyer will be, let's say here we have 910. So this particular buyer, whatever is at the top, we call it as a best bid price, and here this we call it as a best offer price or best ask price. Now if a seller is coming into the market and he is ready to buy at the market, he is ready to sell at market price, what will be the value of that market price? It is nothing but this one, whatever is at the top. And if a buyer is coming into the market, instead of putting a limit order, if he wants to buy at the market price, the price at which the order gets executed is nothing but this offer price, whichever is at the top. So if more and more people are buying at market price will move very fast upside. If more and more people are selling at market price will move down very fast. And if somebody is putting only the limit orders, so for these buying limit orders to get executed, price should come down. And for these selling limit orders to get executed, price should go up. Only if price goes up, people who are ready to sell at higher prices, their order will get executed. Correct. Limit orders are the wicks and market orders means the body. That is the reason you are able to see this kind of aggressiveness here. So here all the sell limit orders got executed. So price made a new high, it opened here, it went higher and higher, and people who wanted to sell higher, their limit orders got executed. Now once this rejection is seen here, when the price started falling down, only either the buy limit orders are getting executed here or the sell market orders are getting executed here. But by looking at the length of the candle, we have to make the assumption that here all the sell market orders are getting executed. This is one reason by looking at the length of the body. The second reason is price closed at low. So here urgency in selling is seen. Urgency in selling, or I can call it as urgency in offloading the shares by comparing length of the body and by looking at the ending prices. I can say if there were market orders or limit orders. So this type of understanding, unless you know the actual action that is happening at the end, because here I'll not be able to know who is my opposite buyer, what is his intention in selling. I don't know all these things. The exchange won't give me that kind of information. I can only make out that information from the body of the candle and from the shadows. So these are the four types of candles that you will be getting. Now, sometimes the lower shadow will be very long and this body will be very short. Even in this case also, the lower shadow, the higher upper shadow will be very long, body will be very small. Even in the case of this red candle also. So let us look at those variations now. So first variation, there is a small body like this, and at the bottom you have a very long wick, and the body of the candle, it can either be red or it can be green. So the same candle you can have it in red color as well. Like this. Now these candles, if they are observed at the end of a downfall, so price is falling every day or price is falling in every time interval, and all of a sudden if you see this kind of pattern. Now here what are the points that we have to focus on? One is length of the body, then length of the wick. So mathematical formula would be length of the wick is 3 times greater than the length of the body. So wick is equal to 3 multiplied by body, and body is at the top end of the candle. What is actually happening on this day? First, when you consider any candlestick pattern from now on, we'll not only look the price action that happened on that particular day or in that time interval, but we'll also look at prior to that candle, what was the price action? Was it bearish or was it bullish? So here the prior price action was clearly bearish. So every day or in every time interval, bears were so strong, and this led to the fall in stock prices. And on this day, so going forward, I'll be talking in daily time frame only, so that we can avoid the confusion of different time intervals. But whatever candlestick patterns that we see from now on, they are valid in on any time frame. You have to keep this in mind. So on this particular day, price opened here, price opened here, and bears are still stronger. At the opening of this session, bears were still stronger. That is the reason price fell down to this particular low. Price fell down to this particular low. Now what happened is, all of a sudden bulls started stepping in at this price. Why only this price? Because they felt that this is the cheaper price that is available for the stock in the recent times. So bulls started stepping in, and immediately a shoot up in price was seen. How can such a strong shoot up be seen in the market? Only when bulls are aggressive here. So here buy at market price was seen, or it can be buy at limit price. Here we cannot say clearly because price fell down and all the buy orders got executed. And here once again, when the price was going up, so what we can say, when the price was falling down, it was because of buy at market orders. When price was falling down, it was because of buy at market. When price was again going up, it was because of, sorry, when price was falling down, it was because of buy at limit price. So all these buy limit orders will get executed only if the price comes down. So this one is this. And when price is going up, it is because of this buy at market prices, the kind of aggressiveness. So it nowhere gave chance for the bears to sustain. And now the bulls got so strong that even the open price was beaten. The open price is beaten, and they went up and they closed at the high price. This was the high and this was the close price. So starting from here, when bulls started entering here, from here to the end of the session, they were able to exhibit their strength. And the name of this pattern is hammer candlestick pattern. Now, the thing that you have to focus upon here is the length of the lower shadow. This is the kind of rejection we saw from the bottom. So what we can say, in the eye of the supply and demand, below this open price, there is a huge demand for the stock. Because of that huge demand only, people were ready to buy at market prices. So below this open price, there is a good demand for the stock. And going forward, people now, because this is buy at market orders, people who have put their orders at buy at limit, their orders did not get initiated. So once again, if the price comes into the same zone, again you can expect the same kind of behavior. Open candle is gap down or gap up. There's nothing, there's no gap here. We are not talking about gaps. We are only looking at the price. So the previous day price might have closed here itself. And today price has opened at the same area and it started falling down in the first session. Again, bulls have stepped in and they bought at the market price. Now, once again, after few sessions, if price comes into the same zone, you will see the same kind of behavior. Again, people will be ready to buy at those prices and again price will jump up. Now, immediately after this hammer, what happens is the day the in the coming following sessions, price will once again go up. You'll be able to witness bullishness. And all this bullishness you are able to predict only because of this candlestick. And this candlestick is not any a normal graphical representation. It is actually telling you the psychology of traders there. What has happened? What led to this pattern actually? What led to this pattern? The price rejection from the bottom. Why is there a price rejection from the bottom? Because there is a huge demand for the stock below this open price. Everybody were thinking that stock is now is available at a cheaper price. Yes, the sellers are rejected at the low. Buyers won the fight at this area. And immediately after this, now, why did the bullish rally sustain here? Why did it start immediately? Because the closing price was equal to high price. So buyers are in a mood to continue the price on the top. Now, sometimes what happens is buyers might not be so strong to completely defeat the bears. When can this be the case? When the sellers here are longer time frame sellers. Then in that case, within a single day, they might not be able to defeat the bears. So they might take a day or two. So on that particular day, price will close here. So this was the actual opening price where open was equal to high. This was the closing price on that day and this was the low price. So what happened here? Price opened here. Starting from the day, bears were able to exhibit their strength, and all these buy limit orders or sell market orders got executed. And here, from the lows, bulls started initiating their orders, buy at market, and a fierce price rejection was seen. But bulls were not completely able to defeat bears on that day, and that is the reason the price still closed in a red. So next day, if a candle closes above the high of this, then the bullishness confirmation will be coming. So this will be a green structure then the following day. Yeah, consolidation is less likely in that case. So for this kind of patterns, we'll be waiting for one more candle to close above the high. But this scenario, we are very sure that bulls are stronger starting from the lower prices, and even at the end of the day they were able to exhibit their strength, and here clearly their mood is to continue the bullishness. So this is called as the hammer candlestick pattern, and these two are the variations. Sometimes what happens is, because every time you cannot get this close equal to high or open is equal to high, sometimes small upper shadows also will be there. So this will be your high price and this will be your open price. Not much difference, because in stock market nothing happens very precisely. So even the price that you get, it cannot be like equal to paisa, like 100.05 equal to 100.05. That cannot happen every time. So small difference can be there. So you have to give that buffer. And remember, in any of the candlestick spotting the candlestick patterns or spotting the chart patterns, you should never be rigid. You should be flexible in finding these patterns. So you have to give this buffer on the top if it is a hammer candlestick pattern. So this is one variation of a bullish candlestick pattern. The second variation is body will be at the bottom and there will be a longer upper shadow. Similarly, body will be at the bottom and there will be a longer upper shadow. And this price action again you are seeing it at the end of a bearish rally. This also at the end of a bearish rally. This is also a bullish candlestick pattern only, and the name for this is inverted hammer. Just because the body is at the bottom, you call it as a inverted hammer. Now here sellers were strong at the at the starting of the day. Even here the sellers were strong at the starting of the day, and this is the closing price here, because one has its body green in color and the other has its body red in color. So this will be your open and this will be your low. Here this is the open price, this is your low, and as well as the closing price. Now what is the psychology on this particular day? Even here the prior price action is bearish, even here the prior price action was bearish. Now here the buyers waited until the price came down. Buyers waited until the price came down, only then they started showing their aggressiveness. Here in the inverted hammer, starting from the opening session, in this particular variation, starting from the opening session, buyers started exhibiting their strength. But still, on this particular day, sellers were strong. Sellers were even stronger on this particular day as well. And only so this is just the beginning of the strength exhibition. This is just the beginning of strength of bulls. So they just started to show their strength. Even here also. So price opened here, bulls started showing their strength, but immediately they faced a rejection from the sellers. So in this kind of pattern, we need a confirmation, because price closed lower. Sellers were still active on that particular day. So we'll wait for one more candle to close above the high of this inverted hammer. So next day should definitely be a green candle. In both the cases, next day the candle should be green. Only then you'll get a confirmation that now the sellers are defeated. Because what are the sellers that are remaining here? Those who rejected the price from the top. So if those sellers are defeated the next day, then we can be on the bull side. So starting from this closing price, you can start entering into the trade and bullishness will follow in both the cases. So what is the psychology here? On in this variation, in both the variations, price started, bull started exhibiting there from the starting session. After green or red hammer, it tells us the trend moving towards buying, and green or inverted hammer towards selling. No trend, this is not telling you about the selling trend. On that particular day sellers were strong, and if the selling continues next day, if it is a red candle instead, then this pattern gets invalidated. Buyers are not so strong on that day, because hammer, we are clearly sure that buyers are in a mood to continue, because closing price was equal to high and there is a rejection at the bottom. So trend is clear here. Bulls wanted to exhibit their strength going forward. Even here also, we were not sure that if bulls were strong or not, if this is a temporary price action or they are permanently stronger, this we were not able to say. That is the reason we waited for one more candle. Even in the case of inverted hammer also, we'll wait for one more candle. So if the next candle is red in color, then sellers are still stronger. If the next candle is green in color, then sellers who opposed the rise in price, all they are defeated now, and then price will continue to rise. But by just looking at this rejection, we cannot say sellers are still stronger. We have to wait for one more day. Only then you will get to know the going forward trend. This is called as the inverted hammer. So both hammer and inverted hammer. They belong to single candle bullish patterns. They belong to single candle bullish patterns, and they appear after a downtrend, after a sharp fall in price. Clear everyone? This hammer and inverted hammer? Or if you still have doubts, you can ask me. Nagesh, is your doubt also clear? Yes, these all come under reversal setups. So we are looking for a reversal in trend. Prior trend was bearish. I'm now looking forward to be bullish on the stock. So what is the advantage in being a reversal trader? You will participate in the rally from the start. So whatever risk you have here, that will be less, and whatever reward you get on the top, that will be more. No, hammer you don't watch it at the top. If the same pattern appears at the top, you call it as a hanging man. That's a bearish signal. And this same pattern, if you spot it at the end of a rise in price, that is called as a shooting star. That is also a bearish pattern. We'll see that now. Since you have asked for it, let us see that also. Now the same patterns, if you observe it at the top, so there is a sharp rise in price, and there you are observing this kind of pattern. So prior to this, there is a sharp rise in price, and either this pattern or this pattern, either of them, that will appear, and immediately you will see a fall in price. Now the body can be either red in color or it can be green in color, and the name that is given to this pattern is hanging man. So the sellers were able to exhibit their strength, but still the buyers are at an upper hand. So this is the leg caused by buyers, rejection in price from the bottom, and these are the sellers here. So size of the seller's body, that is comparatively less than the buyer's body. So again, we'll wait for a red candle to, sorry, this should be a red one. So we'll wait for a red candle to close below the low of this hanging man. So it will give us a confirmation that all those buyers who opposed the price fall, the fall in price, those all are also now defeated. So for hanging man also, you have to wait for one more confirmation. So if a candlestick closes below the low of the hanging man, it will give you a confirmation that all those buyers who opposed the fall in price, they are all now defeated on the second day. This is hanging man. This belongs to a single candle bearish pattern. Now you have one more variation where this body will be at the bottom. So this is the body of the candle. You will have upper shadow like this, and one, the body can be red in color and the body can be green in color. Prior to this, there will be a sharp rise in price, and either this candle can appear or this candle can appear, and the price will fall down. Now in this scenario, you need not wait. So this scenario I'm talking about, you need not wait for one more candle to close below this, because the low and the close. Both are same here. So when the low and close are same, we know that sellers are in a mood to continue their bearishness. So what is the psychology on this particular day? All those buyers who existed here in this rally, on this particular day, price opened here and they started trading the stock at the upper prices. Now, sellers were ready only here. They waited until the price came into their zone and they aggressively started bidding down the prices. So here this fall is because of sell at market prices. And when the price was going higher, that was because of sell limit orders. So sellers were active on that day from the starting, but some of the sellers, they waited until price came into their zone. Whenever I say sellers waited, that means sell limit order exists there. And if I say buyers waited, then that means buy limit orders were existing there. And once the price came to their zone and once all the limit orders got filled, immediately price fell down and few more sellers have stepped in. They sold at the market prices. Because of that only this kind of aggression in selling is seen, and because of that only the upper shadow is also seen here. So there is a strong rejection from the top, and the sellers were strong until the end of the day. By looking at the low is equal to close, I can clearly say that. So immediately after this pattern, most of the times, now see, in technical analysis nothing works 100% of the times. Everything has its own probability. So in some stock shooting star will be there. Yeah, so the name of this pattern is shooting star. So sometimes the shooting star will be seen and immediately the price will fall down, and sometimes it might go up. So failures will be there in technical analysis. But what you have to do is you have to bring down the ratio of those failures and you have to bring up the ratio of successes. And in this particular candlestick pattern, the close price was higher. This was the open price. This is the closing price, and open was equal to low, and this is the high price. Now, since the sellers were not able to completely reject the price, they were not able to close below the opening price, we have to wait for a confirmation here. So there should be a candle which should close below the low of this shooting star, and the color of that candle should be definitely red in color. Only then we can say that those buyers who still existed here, they were defeated by these sellers. Then only the price will start falling down. So these are all the single candle patterns that you have to remember. What are the patterns that we saw till now? Hammer, inverted hammer, then hanging man, and shooting star. These are all the four patterns. Now let's move on to a chart and see if we can spot these kind of patterns. So we'll go to a charting platform and we'll browse the chart only greater than 30 minutes. So I'm shifting to 30-minute time frame now. Today itself, I have a hammer candlestick pattern here, and immediately one more candle closed above that. Now see the amount of bullish rally you got after that. And this is a shooting star pattern. And problem here is the next candle should be red in color, because the shooting star body is green. I have to wait for one more red candle to close below the low of shooting star. Now, this is what I told. Sometimes you might have the shadows on the upper side or lower side, and sometimes you may not have them. Now, in this shooting star, there is a small lower shadow, and that we have to allow it. There should be a buffer, as I told you. But since the body of the shooting star is green in color, actually shooting star's body should be red. Then we need not wait for a confirmation. But here, since this is green, we have to wait for a confirmation. But the next candle, it failed. It failed to close below the low. So buyers are still aggressive. Look at this long green candle. It neither has an upper shadow, neither has a lower shadow. So open is equal to low and close is equal to high. Normally we look at only one factor, if open is equal to low or not for a bullish candle. But here open was equal to low. That means starting from the session, bulls were aggressive and close was equal to high. So at the end of the session, at the end of the 30-minute interval also, the bulls were very strong. So these strong bulls, they defended their price. That is the reason you saw this rejection here. So this is a hammer pattern, and prior to this, we have a strong bearish rally. This is the strong bearish rally that we have. And after this hammer, we have one more candle which closed above the high. So those people, those sellers who were still there here. So hammer candle body should be green in color, but here it is red. So those sellers who are still defending their positions, they should be defeated first. Only then rise in price will be seen. And immediately I have a green color candle which closed above the high of this hammer. And see here, price rised. From where the closing price of this candle here is 3762. From 3762, price went until it made a high of 3834. Around 70 rupees of rise we were able to see in Ultratech Cement. Even here also, you have a hanging man, but the next candle, it failed to close. Let me clear the drawing here. So this is a hanging man pattern. Prior to this, there is a strong rise in price, but the next candle, it failed to close below the low of the hanging man. So buyers are still stronger. They are trapping you to sell. Then this is also one more hanging man pattern. And here, this candle did not even give you a chance to enter because it closed below the low of the hammer and it closed very strongly on the downside. So you cannot initiate a trade. Although this was bearish and although your criteria of hanging man got satisfied, you cannot enter a trade here. Sellers were very, very strong and they were very, very aggressive here. Let's see some more. So this is your inverted hammer pattern. Prior to this, there is a strong fall, and this is your inverted hammer. But inverted hammer, we know if its body's color is red, I have to wait for a candle which closes above the high. And next candle it failed, next candle it closed. So buyers are not that strong here. So you have to take only those trades in which the next candle itself it closes above the high. Only then we can say buyers who are now trying to fight, they are strong enough to defeat all these bears. See the length of this candle. Open is equal to high and close is equal to low. So bears were strong. The sellers were strong from the opening of the session, and they were stronger even at the end. That is the reason the bearishness continued to prevail in the market. But here, the bulls who are trying to fight, they are not strong enough. By just looking at the next candle itself, I can clearly say. So although price rised up, it was not a good one. Just 20 to 30 rupees, it rised up. Even here also. Although there is a rise in price and you got your shooting star here, but it did not continue the trend and it did not even continue the bullish trend. That is the power of shooting star. So bears started rejecting the price from here, we know that for shooting star we don't need any confirmation. We can immediately start a bearish trend here. But the problem is the length of the candle is very very low. If you compare the length of this candle with rest of the candles, this is a very lower length candle. So the sellers were aggressive, but they are not so aggressive. But they are able to maintain their bearishness here. See here, when you mark the high of the shooting star, only here there is a small close above the shooting star high. So whenever price went into that zone, immediately it faced the rejection. Sellers are stronger in this zone, but they are still waiting for a better price to sell. That is what you can make a conclusion out of this. Yeah. So this one is a perfect shooting star. I told you, whenever there is a bearish pattern, if price again enters into the same zone, they'll act in the same way. So here there was sell at market orders that got executed. So sell at market orders means what? They are whenever price comes to the same zone again, they are ready to take up whatever it comes, but they want the price to be lower. So they sold at market price here. That is the reason you got a strong shooting star. So you need not wait for any confirmation here. So from 3920 price went it fell down by 40 rupees, 3880. Again when price came to the same zone, see here, again when price came to the same zone, again you saw a shooting star, and these all these sellers here, they defended their position, and buyers who are trying to fight all these time intervals, they are trying to fight, but they lost it over the bears, and immediately strong bearishness was seen in the market. So whenever you look at the candlesticks, you have to say orally what is happening there. Only if you master this art of saying what is actually happening behind this, then only you'll be able to succeed in trading. Now see here, there is a strong fall, then a hammer is seen, but the body is red in color. So I need a green candle which closes above this. Now since the green candle, the next green candle, it was not able to close above the high of this. The high and the closing price both were same. It was not able to close above the high. So I had to wait until I get an inverted hammer here. Only when I got inverted hammer, only when a candle closed strongly above this inverted hammer, this strong bullishness started in the market. So the closing price of this strong green candle is 3800. From there, price went up until 3933. So 133 rupees of rise was seen in this particular stock. Now these all fall under the two candlestick patterns. We'll see them tomorrow. But after this class, try to go to any live chart and try to find out the patterns, and try to write it in a wording format. What is happening on that day? So if price face the rejection here, don't just stop here. Look towards the left and see in that area, do you have any other bearish pattern? The same what we saw here. Since there is a shooting star pattern here, going forward, there is a rejection in price. So when you look at this rejection, don't stop here. Look at the left side and see in that zone, was there any bearish candlestick pattern or not. So here I had a shooting star pattern. Similarly, if there is bullishness, now like here only. So there were strong bulls sitting here. There were strong bulls sitting here. They did not let the price go below the low of this hammer pattern. So hammer, even if it is red or green, it is strong, and the low of it will be protected for some time. Again, you have a hammer here. There is a strong downfall. Then you have hammer. and next candle it slightly closed above the high. So high of this hammer is 3769 and the closing price here is 3771. So 2 rupees higher closing was seen. That is the reason immediately after this we were able to see a good up move. Until 3900 we were able to see the rise in price. Not only this stock, any stock you take, even in Reliance also, there must be some clue before the rise in price. So here you have a hammer today. Now just mark this zone. Reliance will try to defend itself. All the bulls who are sitting here, they will try to defend their position for some time now. See here you have a strong rise in price and then inverted hammer. But the body is green in color, so I have to wait for one more candle to close below the low of inverted hammer. But the sellers are so strong here that they did not allow the price to go beyond. Now, when the sellers are so strong here, when you see a long red candles, what do we mean by that? When price comes to the same zone again, you have to mark a horizontal line here. When price comes to the same zone again, 1970, it will fall down very strongly once again because those people who initiated their shorts here, if the price comes to the same zone again, they find it as one more chance to go short on that particular stock. So this is what I told you. You got a clue here when Reliance was trading at 1700. Such a strong fall, there is an inverted hammer here and we need a candle which closes above this. So next candle it was not able to do. Why is it not able to do there? Because this single candle itself, you had 1% of fall. So sellers were very strong here. So a single inverted hammer, it was not able to defeat all these sellers. So next day it tried to fight. Again the next day the price opened gap up and even on this day also it tried to fight. So finally it won the fight on this particular day, 1st July 9:15, the first 30-minute candle of 1st July. Now because of this gap up opening, all those bulls who have bought aggressively in this particular zone, they were able to protect their price. That is the reason, although a slight bearishness was seen, the price was held. Not even a single candle closed below the low of this one because bear bulls are so strong here. And from there itself, from 1710, price is so strong. It never stopped again until it touched 1860. So you have to read it like a book. You have to read every candlestick like a book. You have to you should be able to identify what the buyers or sellers telling you there. So these are some of the examples that we have. Even here also see there is a hammer, but this is red in color. So wait for one more candle to close and at the closing price you have to initiate the trade. Now see here, all those bulls who stood here, they protected their position and that's the reason, although price came back to the same zone again, it was not able to breach 1600 zone and from 1600 it straight away jumped until 1800. Trading is easier, earning money by trading is easier only when you follow the discipline, only when you follow the rules, only when you try to understand what the candlestick is telling you, right? I hope all the topics are clear, whatever we have discussed till now. If you have any doubts, you can ask and then we'll close it for the day. Yeah, it will be embedded in your dashboard, this recording. Yeah, just a moment. Yeah, I've unmuted you. You can talk now.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Sir, can you just open today's Nifty chart?
Nifty.
So I was discussing on this WhatsApp as well with Ronak sir.
Okay.
Okay, so see sir, today what happened is there was a it opened gap up and then was huge. There was huge sell.
Yes.
Okay, after that it tries to breach and all. It did not go through and it went into consolidation and finally at three around 3 p.m. it breached the this one. Yeah,
Right.
today's high.
Right.
Okay, so
Hmm.
see, sir, if I go into this one, right, 15-minute candle and all, I can
Hmm.
see some buy sandwiches. So in that
Okay.
case, can I initiate a trade?
Now, if you initiate a trade, you have to
Hmm?
fix your target as well, because prior to this, there are two strong red candles. So
Uh-huh.
people who shorted here, they are still
Huh?
active.
Okay.
So you have to fix your target somewhere here. This
Okay.
whole zone is the strong selling zone.
Okay.
So if you initiate your trade after this breakout, the maximum
Mm-hmm.
target you can expect is 10,768 to 10,800.
Okay. 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 So that's what I thought, sir. Because what I was thinking, right, and moreover, it was 3 o'clock.
Mm.
I had no plans to carry the trade, so I didn't take a
Okay,
trade. I just thought, okay, I'll just check this. So if you see this before this green candle, right, sir, big green, there is kind of a
consolidation.
sandwich.
Yeah, this one, yes.
Yeah. So if you go in 15 minutes, it clearly shows it's a buy sandwich.
Mm. Now, these sandwich patterns also, people who
Mhm.
are new to this sandwich, please
Uh-huh.
ignore this. If you are looking at this sandwich pattern, you should look for a reversal actually. So this is a buy sandwich pattern. So you should
Uh-huh.
observe it at the bottom. Then it has the high probability of reversal.
Okay.
And the
So,
sell sandwich, you should observe it at the top.
oh, yeah, yeah, I got that one, sir. So
Yeah,
what I was thinking, right? So there was a shift in this one price,
yeah.
the buying zone. So initially it was at the yesterday's low,
Hmm.
and then if you can see, it is not coming down below the consolidation zone.
Hmm. Right, right.
So then I thought, okay, if it makes a sandwich, then I can reach it up to that level, the second red that you showed me, right,
Yes,
sir?
yes, yes.
So I thought, okay, so it is a valid trade, right? If I initiate
Yes,
it.
it is a valid trade, and your stop loss should be here,
Okay, yeah, yeah, I got it,
because
sir.
this position, bulls were trying to protect at somewhere around 10,640. This should be your
Mhm.
stop loss. This
Okay,
is
got
your
it, sir.
entry.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Anyone else has a doubt? Okay, then we'll close it for the day. Again, we'll meet tomorrow at 7 p.m. So we have to continue the same candlestick patterns, and after we finish that, we'll move on to chart patterns and indicators. Thank you everyone for joining.